This is Take 5 with Bentley Nevada. We're again joined today by Chris McMillan, Senior Product Manager for Bentley Nevada's sensor portfolio, and that includes the Ranger Pro wireless system, which has been the topic of the latest few podcasts. Chris, up to now, we have been focused primarily on the hardware within the Ranger Pro system, the battery life, the types of data that are returned, the configurability of when you take readings, the gateways, open versus closed protocols. All of that really pertains to the sensing hardware. Where I'd like us to shift now is to the host software that receives the data from the Ranger Pro system, and that's the System One software, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this is our holistic plant-wide software. Not only does it take in, of course, Ranger Pro data, but it'll take in any of Bentley Nevada's products, and of course a wide variety of third-party or non-Bentley Nevada products as well.
So, Chris, that kind of leads into maybe some differences between systems that are out there. Way back in our first conversation, you mentioned there's probably 30 or so offerings in this wireless vibration space, and the software that goes with some of these wireless systems, is it capable of bringing in data from other types of sensors and systems, or is it, in some cases, is it limited only to that particular sensor?
Typically, in most cases, if there's a wireless vendor like Bentley Nevada that has or leverages an open protocol that we've talked about in prior episodes, like Wireless Heart or ISA 100, most often, the ability to display that particular piece of data or that wireless protocol's data coming through it is generally fairly agnostic. It can take in other sensors. It really becomes a bit more of a challenge and more of a an unknown as you look at proprietary protocols. Sometimes the software displays and analytics that are available could be just limited to that particular piece of proprietary information. So with System One, of course, we can take in a variety of different data, a couple of different offerings as far as hosting it on sites. We can certainly host and have some service capabilities to host in the cloud scenario. So there's a couple of different options with System One to meet the user's needs on how they want to view and access or leverage the data.
So how they deploy the system, there's some flexibility there. There might be a handful of people listening who say, well, the only thing I need is wireless sensors. I don't really need to bring in portable data. I don't need to bring in maybe from a hardwired platform. I don't need continuous machinery protection systems. I suspect that most people listening aren't in that category, that they need multiple data sources coming in. And maybe you could talk a little bit about how well System One can actually address that scenario where you've got other kinds of data sources besides just your wireless sensors.
Yeah, sure. I mean, System One has a lot of expandability, a lot of flexibility when it comes to different users. If a customer is, really only interested in wireless data, today, that's okay. Looking at data within System One, but certainly just about every customer we've talked to or that we leverage today will want to interact, will want to expand their network or their assets they monitor, and it may include, other types of sensor and hardware. And it may even include wired, solution. Obviously, Bentley has a wide variety of solutions there. So System One has that capability to be, to expand, to incorporate a wide variety of sensor inputs through, not just, one wireless. So we have different packages. And as you said, different deployment methodologies, really depending around, what that customer really wants to do, in the short term, as well as where, he or she may be going in the long term.
So I'm thinking that's maybe where the System One name came from, is just one system to consolidate all this different data sources.
Yes, it's a good pun, and it's a great name that has stuck with us, and we're very proud of that software.
Chris, I want to continue this System One discussion. I've got a few more questions, but that's going to have to wait until next time. So we look forward to having you back next time, okay?
Not a problem.
You've been listening to Take 5 with Bentley Nevada, a Baker Hughes business.